Hey yo, once again, it is the West Coast crossover. I am your boy JD, and it is just me. Shout out to Jeremiah the Prophet, but it's just me giving you my thoughts on the Western Conference Finals coming up between the Warriors and the Rockets. Yo, the way I wanted to do this was actually just break it down position by position. But before I get into that, let me ask y'all something. Did y'all niggas see what the Celtics did to the Cavs? Did y'all see that? Yo, I think the Cavs are in big trouble. LeBron had like 15, Kevin Love had 17, nobody else did shit, and even with that 15, 17, they kind of struggled to get that. They was looking out coached, they was looking out hustled, out prepared. Nobody showed up for the Cavs outside of LeBron and Kevin Love, might as well have been Kevin James, but even their performances was kind of shaky. Nobody had an answer for fucking Markieff or Marcus, whichever Morris twin that was. This nigga went for 20 and 10. Jason Tatum got his 20 points. Who else? Jaylen Brown was out there fucking balling. That nigga down there had 30. And they were just looking out of sorts, and they were just looking way more prepared, and like it was about that life than the Cavs was looking, man. So I just wanted to get into that before I broke down this Western Conference Finals and my thoughts on that. Yo, the Cavs better get their shit together. Otherwise, we are definitely going to be seeing the Celtics in the finals. I do not like the Celtics, but yo, I got to go ahead and give them credit where credit's due. Brad Stevens is doing his thing despite the injuries that they suffered to Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. We see where they at. They up 1-0 right now in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's what's up with them. But anyway, over to this Western Conference Finals. What we got going on with the Houston Rockets? Let me break it down. Yo, at point guard, we got the classic matchup. We got Steph Curry versus Chris Paul, going back to the days of Warriors versus Clippers. These dudes are old adversaries. Chris Paul is, despite being in the league for all these years, is still top tier elite point guard in the game. No doubt about it. And on the other, and that's on both sides of the ball, as far as leading this team, as far as defensively. One thing that was a question mark moving into the season was how would this dude fit in with James Harden? Both of them are ball dominant. He's fit in seamlessly. They figured that out. And he's played up to an all-star level like you pretty much expect. And then on the other side of the ball, you got Steph Curry. He's been kind of injured a little bit this year, missed around 30 games. But still, man, he's an MVP type player. He's that for a reason. I think he's over his injury and fully healthy. I think he's ready to dominate, man. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this matchup because it's been entertaining for years and years. And from my personal observation and kind of watching them play against each other, I tend to give a slight edge to Steph Curry at the point guard position. So we're going to leave that there. Point guard, Steph Curry over Chris Paul in the backcourt right there. So let's move on over to the other side of that backcourt where you got Klay Thompson versus James Harden. James Harden, MVP of the league, runner-up a couple times in a row. His offense has been out of this world, and it seems like nobody can stop him from doing the two things that he wants to do, whether that be get to the cup or hit you with that step back and throw up a three in your face and probably make that shit. How they deal with that and James Harden's evolution into the dynamic scoring machine that he is, I don't know. It's going to be a tough matchup. Nobody's really been able to solve that riddle all season, all the way up to the point that James Harden is your MVP. Defensively, he's gone from being trash to playing some passable NBA defense. That's still not his calling card. He'll still get carved up, especially in a series like this. But he's the MVP for a reason, and he's going to be a lot to deal with. But fortunately for the Warriors, they got Klay Thompson on their side. Klay Thompson is one of the top two-way perimeter players in the league right now. His defense is top-notch. He's always in the all-league defensive team mentions and talks, and he's always on one of those teams. Offensively, he's taken a step back as far as points per game goes. I think he's averaging just over 20 points, down from maybe 22 last year. But his field goal percentage is up. His three-point percentage is up. I think they're both at career highs right now. You know how he gets down on offense. He'll drop 30 points on you in a quarter if he need to. So also, James Harden's defense, as we've mentioned before, is kind of suspect. But all that being said and taken into consideration, I still got to give the slight edge to James Harden. However, there is a however to that, man. There's been a couple of times where James Harden has shown that he can be bottled up. And you can kind of take his cause this nigga to have a string of bad games. So that's kind of up in the air. I'm giving him a slight edge, but that could actually tip. And that can actually be, you can actually see that in game one, man, depending on how they actually come out. So anyway, moving over to the small forward position, you got Mr. All-World, Kevin Durant. When you talk about the best players in the league, people say LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and then they usually have a tendency to stop. And Kevin Durant can kind of do it all over. His three-pointer has not been dropping in the postseason. He's only shooting 28%. However, if that shit gets going, all that does is make this man even more unstoppable. And on the other side, you got him staring at Trevor Ariza, who was a shell of himself on defense. He's still good. He used to be excellent. However, you're going against Kevin Durant, and this nigga has a tendency to make you look bad no matter who you are. Ariza not being the defender that he was. Good luck with that. On offense, Ariza pretty much just stands the fuck around and shoots threes. That's about all he can do at this point, and he's not even doing that very good. He's shooting about 33% from three-point range the postseason. He's going to need to step that up and really be a threat in order to help the Houston Rockets offense move efficiently the way they want it to in order to compete against the I'm giving a massive advantage at small forward to the Warriors, Kevin Durant over Trevor Ariza all day, which moves us over to the power forward position. Power forward where you got Draymond Green versus PJ Tucker. Yo, PJ Tucker and Draymond Green are basically the exact same player when it comes to toughness. That's it. There is such a huge advantage for Draymond Green over PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker, again, he's a fearless dude. He plays hard. He's super tough. But he's not a game changer. He's not a game changer. He's not on offense, not on defense. They don't rely on him. You can either be with him or be without him. Who cares? It's just PJ Tucker. And he's going against Draymond Green, a perennial all-star, perennial all-league. He can do it all. He can score. He can get you over 20 points. He can get you 10 boards. He can get you 10 assists. He's got a bunch of triple-doubles. He'll get into your head and affect the flow of the game that way. This is a humongous edge for the Warriors at power forward. Draymond Green over PJ Tucker. Discussion over. That is bad. Let's move over to center with things even out a little bit for the Rockets because they have Clint Capella, who had a nice breakout season for himself, averaged around 14, 15 points. He damn near averaged 13 boards a game and could go with 3 blocks. He was a real X factor for Houston, as even though he had 15 points, he doesn't require any plays to be called for him. He's just out there cleaning up all the misses from all the shots that's raining out there. He's out there picks. He's creating space for Harden, for Paul, for all those dudes to do what they got to do. And he's a very effective player for the Rockets when it comes to creating spacing for big men and, again, cleaning stuff up and making those guys, helping them look good. And on defense, he's a beast, man. He shuts things down in the middle. He makes it tough for teams to penetrate and get layups at the rim. He's been a very good player. He's been a surprise. I like what he does when he's on the court. And you got him going up against the Warriors center, and that could be Zaza. That could be JaVale McGee. That could be Kevin fucking Looney. That could be a nigga named Jordan Bell. I don't know. Either way, the result should be the same. Clinton Capella should be able to do whatever the hell it is that he wants to do as far as being effective for the Rockets. I don't see any of those dudes on the Rockets, that can stop him from setting picks and get him to wherever it is that he wants to get to on the court so that he can do his thing to help the Rockets try to get the victory. So that being said, obviously, I'm getting a humongous motherfucking advantage to the Rockets when it comes to center. So let's go to the bench, man. Throughout the handful of games that the Warriors have actually played through this postseason, they have a very high effective rating, both defensively and offensively. Kerr knows how to use his bench very well. He knows how to intermingle them with his starters. It helps to have 4 all-stars to help rotate and always have somebody in there that's capable of putting up superstar numbers in there with your bench. That helps a lot. That helps their confidence. These guys have kind of been in the system for a while. Then you move over to Houston's bench, though, where they might not be as dynamic as far as being efficient, but they do have a couple of players in Eric Gordon and Gerald Green, Ryan Anderson, Nene, guys that can come off the bench, very effective. Nene gives them a little bit of a defensive presence in his advanced age. He's still able to do that, grab some boards, be tough, and replicate some of the things that Capella can do at this point in his career. Eric Gordon's kind of a sixth man of the year. I don't know if he won it this year or not, but he might have won it. Anyway, he can give you 20 points off the bench. Gerald Green's a bit of a journeyman, but he's found his niche in his offense. He can give you buckets. Ryan Anderson can give you buckets, but Ryan Anderson's such a liability on defense, which is funny to say on the D'Antoni defense, that you have a hard time putting him on the floor, especially against a team like the Warriors. With all that being said, though, I'm going to give the slight edge for bench play to the Warriors. And all things considered, I think I got the Warriors winning in 6, if not 5. You know what? Nah. I got the Warriors winning in 5, 4-1. I kind of mentioned it earlier, James Harden being a little bit fragile. That could go for the whole Rockets team, and it definitely goes for their head coach. I don't think D'Antoni's ever fucking won a series that he wasn't favored to win. And I know that he's lost a couple of series that he was actually favored to win. He's not favored against the Warriors, even though the odds are a little bit closer than what I would think they would be. I can't picture D'Antoni in the finals with the team, the Rockets, just because of the heart, man. And also, when you go back to the coaching, the Warriors do such a good job of making adjustments, and they have the personnel to do that, make adjustments, whether it be during the season, whether it be a series at halftime. Whereas the Rockets, they kind of just do what they do. Here's the ball. Here's my superstars. Y'all shoot up threes. Let's try to outscore the opposition. If we can't do that, well, shit. Try to score more points. That's pretty much what he does. When it comes to adjustments, I definitely think the Rockets have an edge there in the coaching. And we'll see what happens in Game 1, man. I'm recording this before Game 1 tonight. I'm predicting a 4-1 win for the Warriors in this series. I think they'll be kind. The Rockets will put together some kind of fight and win one fucking game. But that's it, man. So we got the Warriors. I got them moving on to the finals. I had them moving on against the Cavs. Yeesh. That Cavs pick is looking kind of shaky. Yo, let me know what you think. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Check us out at westcoastcrossover.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the podcast on your favorite musical streaming app, whether that be iTunes, iHeart, TuneIn, Spreaker, YouTube, all that good shit. Yo, we're going to be following up, dropping some more stuff during the playoffs. We're also going to be touching on the Lakers free agency plans coming up. Yo, this has been JD. Shout out to the homie Jeremiah the Prophet. We're going to be with you together again soon. This has been the West Coast Crossover. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out.